My father would never have referred to himself as Polish. Um, he was his identity was as a Jew, and if anything, his life in Poland was um, fraught with anti-Semitic persecution, and I grew up as a result of the war and my father's experiences, uh, very, you know, anti-German, but even more so anti-Polish and East European. So Poland was not a pleasant um, memory for my father at all. And I am an art historian. I specialize in Soutine. And about 10 years ago, a dealer brought me a painting to authenticate, thinking it might be by Soutine. That's what we do, we authenticate. And he came to the house, and the painting was not by Soutine, but he saw my paintings. I'm a painter. And a few weeks later, he offered me a show in Krakow. And I had very mixed feelings about going to Poland. But I did go, and it was an amazing experience. The people I met with were incredibly progressive and warm, and couldn't have been more sensitive to everything. However, they kept asking me all the time, how did I feel? My father was Polish, being back in Poland, how do I feel being in Poland? And it took the 10 days I was there to keep saying, this is too close to my history. My father was very involved when he lived in France and in New York with the arts, with painters. I would say probably he was equally at home with painters as with writers. And one of his closest friends was the painter Mane Katz. So at the end of my Polish trip, which really was incredibly heavy emotionally, I also went to Auschwitz, and it was intense. The last day there, I'm having lunch with the gallerist and his son, and they said, by the way, are you curious about that painting that we showed you some months ago? We finally found out more about it. And I said, yeah. I mean, it had been a perfectly good painting. It was just clear that it wasn't by Soutine. It didn't have his touch or anything. I said, well, the owner gave us permission to do a cleaning, and we removed a layer of paint, and we found a signature. And I said, oh. I said, it was by Mane Katz. And for me, that was like I had gotten my father's blessing for doing this trip, because the whole time I was there, I was thinking, oh God, if he knew I was here, he'd be looking down from wherever and saying, get out of there,